we really need to give you guys an update on our goats. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne.
And Lori.
And this is Edge of Nowhere Farm. So we're just gonna kind of cut right to it. You guys can see Violet and Rosie have been busy.
Yes.
Yeah, so now we want to give you guys a little bit of history and then we're going to talk to you about what's going on here. So now we've been here on the farm for just over 5 years. And one of the reasons we moved on to this property was obviously fruit trees, you guys know that. But we wanted to add more livestock. And one of the things we knew we wanted were goats. Our first goat was Rosie, so she joined us on the farm right at about 3 years ago. We had Violet that joined her I think it was just about
a couple months
a
later.
month or two later. And you guys know we had Lily, but we don't have Lily any longer. So we've been kind of going back and forth on what to do with these two goats. Violet is an F1 mini Nubian, and Rosie is an F2 mini Nubian. And mini Nubians are a cross between a Nigerian dwarf and a Nubian goat. So a full-grown Nubian and of course the little Nigerian, and you get something in between. So a good-sized goat that's supposed to have very good milk production with more cream. So hopefully that's the case. We have these animals for a couple different reasons, but we needed to have somebody to breed them to, and that was added to the farm in October. Amy had an F6 male mini Nubian, so had a buck, and we brought him onto the farm last October, and his name is Thad. So we weren't sure whether or not they bred, but as goats do, he got the job done, and both Rosie and Violet were pregnant. So Violet was the most obvious, right?
Yeah.
If you guys follow us on Instagram and Facebook, we showed you a shot of just how wide she was. So we knew she was probably full of babies, but we thought she would actually have babies before Rosie, who didn't look like she was as far along, but Rosie surprised us. So they're about 2 minutes apart.
2 minutes.
Come on, Mama.
It's alive.
It's alive.
Thank goodness.
Baby's alive. Okay. There we go. Baby's out.
Oh,
Baby's out.
you did it, Mama. I don't want you to suffocate yourself.
Come on, Breach.
There we
Come
go.
on, baby. Come on. Push, push.
Got the ball.
Good job, Mama. Good job. What's that white? Oh God, she's got triplets.
You've got to be kidding me.
See how the feet? Feel them. Feel how slippery they are.
Oh, you gotta be
Squishy.
kidding me.
Yep. So they call
No
them slippers.
way.
And within about 20 minutes, they'll turn jet black.
Really? So you can see Rosie was the first one out of the gate, and she had 3. So we weren't ready for that. So just want to make sure we thank Micah. She was huge for us, right?
Yeah.
So Rosie was having problems. She was in labor for a couple hours and hadn't delivered. And so we needed some help, and help was on the way.
Yes,
So-
her and her daughter both came over and helped us.
Yep, and actually her daughter was the savior because she was actually had small enough hands to get up into Rosie and get that first baby out. So Rosie wound up having 3. She had what? What did she have again?
She had 2 little doelings and a buckling.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, and the third one really surprised us. But we got shots of each one. So you want to kind of describe each one of those babies for us?
Yeah, so the first one that she had was a little girl, and she has mostly white with, some coloring, just like Rosie. And then the second one born was another doeling. She's mostly all brown, which was kind of surprising.
And she was the big one.
Yep, she was definitely the biggest one. And then we had third, the little buckling that again looks a lot like Rosie with majority white with some of the black and brown coloring throughout.
All right, so then I had to go out of town, conveniently out of town, and you were here with Violet. much easier pregnancy with her, right? And not surprising, well, a little surprising, she had 4.
Yeah, so yeah, we thought for sure she had at least 2 or 3, which first time fresheners we've heard usually have only 1 or 2. So with Rosie having 3, we're like, okay, she for sure has to have 3, if not 4. And she did have 4.
So in the middle of the night, but her pregnancy much easier, right?
Yeah, she went really good. Literally, I was watching her, checking on her every hour. I had noticed that she had lost her mucus plug, and so I set up camp out in her enclosure, watching her a lot closer, and she literally, her water broke at 1:40. The first baby came out at just before 2 a.m. And then by the time it was 3:15, so like an hour and 15 minutes, she had all 4. So I literally felt like I was catching a baby, putting her in front, putting the baby in front of Violet, and then running back to catch the next one.
So we've got 4, right? So what do we have?
Yeah, so Violet, she has 2 little doelings and 2 little bucklings. Got the first one that is a multicolor with white, brown, black throughout, has blue eyes. So that's our first little doeling. And then the second one was a little buckling, and he was mostly white with some black and brown spots. Our third one was another little buckling that is multicolor, again with blue eyes. So a lot of the browns, some white and black. And then our fourth one was a little doeling that is mostly black with some white.
So we should mention that as far as like the generations, we've been talking about Fs, which are generations. And so Violet is a F1. And since that is an F6, that means all these babies are F2.
Correct.
Right? And then Rosie, because she was an F2 and he's an F6, all of her little kids are F3.
Correct.
All of our animals are registered mini Nubians. And so these are registered goats. And so we've already sold a few. And we decided we're going to keep one because we want to continue breeding. We've got a lot of plans for goats on the farm. And so we're going to obviously be keeping some. And we're keeping a buck, a little buck this time, right?
Yep.
Who are we keeping?
So we are keeping, right now we're calling him Jasper. We don't know, haven't decided for sure, but he is one of the little multi colors with the blue eyes. Of Violet's baby.
And we wanted a blue-eyed buck because we want to make sure we can keep that blue eye possibility, right, in our entire herd, because that'll allow us to do that, right?
Yeah,
so we can breed him to Rosie and have the potential for blue eyes, and obviously Violet's got blue eyes, so we can have Thad breed her.
Correct.
And wind up with potential for blue eyes as well.
Correct.
So now, you guys have asked us what we're planning on doing with goats, and obviously milk is one of them. We wanted to have that for us and for the farm. We also are going to be utilizing goats on the back of the farm. We talked a little bit about the fact that we're going to be expanding onto the back of the farm. We've added a large structure, which we're going to be talking about here. And so, of course, goats are going to play a role in what we have planned for the back of the farm. So now you've been very diligent about weighing them. With this many kids and our first-time mamas, been a little concerned about how they were going to all get some food, right?
Yeah, so especially with Violet and having 4 of them, just wanted to make sure, obviously filling their bellies, seeing if they're full, if they're not, trying to make sure they're feeding a little bit more. Have done a little bit of supplemental feeding for them, just because I had one that wasn't gaining weight. Today we weighed them and everybody gained weight today, so that was good to see.
We're gonna have to make sure we keep you guys updated. Make sure, if you're not doing it already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We're gonna do a lot more posting there with these little guys, right? You've already done some.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're trying. And so you guys will be able to keep up with these little guys here on the farm, but really cool to have these cute little babies all over the place just in time for our farm tour.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It will be fun. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on the Sonoran Desert Farm and would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, those go in the
comment section down below.
And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you?
okay, either one.
She likes to nibble on clothes already.
Yeah. Oh,
This one likes to climb on your back.
yep, that one's trying to do
She
kick flips.
keeps trying, yeah. She's like, I know I can get up there.
Almost.
I know I can get up there.
Oh, Violet. Violet's like, okay, I'm taking this thing down. Okay, there's just too much cuteness going on here.
I know, right?
Way too much cuteness.
Hi, buddy. Hi.
Hi, Jasper. He's a big boy.
He is
You're a big boy. Oh, yeah. There you go. You like that?
Where are you going?
Like that?
Where are you going?
I wanted more of the ground.
Yeah, oh, so you can see the babies running around. You crazies.
They are crazy. Hi, little one.
Oh.
Nice try. Nice try.